Hello guys, welcome to Cine Storyline. Today I'll show you one of the best motivational Indian film, Surarai Putru. It is based on real story. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. At the start of the film, Captain Chaitanya Rao says that it is Deccan Air 582 with minimum fuel, requesting landing clearance. They did not follow protocol and therefore did not give permission to land in military airspace. Then Hero Moran came to Chennai Tambaram Air Force Base. Runway 15 says to land there. He said that I will take care of any problem. He is a former Indian Air Force captain. With no other option, Captain Rao lands due to lack of fuel, but an accident occurs. 6 years ago, in the next scene, she is the heroine of this film, Bhumi, whose family is looking for a suitable groom for her. Bhumi is going with her family to see Mara. Initially, Moran did not agree to the marriage. Because I don't have a permanent income, the only thing I have is an idea to start an airplane company. Moran says that the bank will not give me a loan and I will get married only after starting the airplane company. Although Mara is initially disapproving, Mara is attracted by Bhumi's nature and agrees to marry her. Next, Moran and Bhumi talk. Bhumi asking, you have a big house in the city, then why do you stay here without electricity? Moran says getting electricity is no big deal. Even teacher Rajangam's house didn't have electricity 20 years ago. I don't go there anymore. This is Hero Moran's father. He is a school teacher. He petitioned the government for 20 years to build a railway station in this village, but to no avail. So Moran joined the struggle with the people of the town. Moran's father did not like this, condemns Mara. Then he joined the National Defense Academy and then the Air Force. Mara wants to talk to her mother and father, but could not talk due to lack of signal. Mara's father took it the wrong way. Next came the high official Naidu and it was 3 minutes for everyone. He says you will talk again next month. He is a very strict officer. Mara says a great idea to save fuel. Naidu did not like it. He says do not show your stinginess in this. Instead, he says, its name is not miserliness, but intelligence. For that, Naidu punishes him to go around this ground 50 times. Mara is telling all this to Bhumi. With the dream of starting a low-cost airline, he goes to every bank to get financing, but to no avail. Next he come Jazz Airlines. Mara asks for an appointment to meet Mr. Paresh, but did not get the appointment. Next they need recommendation letter for ex-serviceman loan. They come to Tambaram Air Force for that, but Naidu has come here as a transfer. Naidu rejected them. He books a business class ticket to meet Mr. Paresh and tell him his idea. Moran says you're the inspiration for my airline. An airline for the common man and low-cost airline for everyone. I want to execute this idea with you. Mr. Paresh says you want to sell tickets at low price and still be profitable? Practically it is impossible. Mara says today, no Indian can book air tickets without a travel agency. We can bypass a travel agency. You can make a tailor fly alongside a textile baron. Paresh says no one wants a beggar or a wage earner on an airplane. He insults Mara. Moran gets angry and leaves. He is Prakash Babu. SCI venture capitalists. He says, I'm interested to your project. I give 5 minutes, please explain it. Moran explains his project by comparing a small hotel to a star hotel. Finally he agreed and said, convince the rest of the team to come to my office next month. Mara is happy. Meanwhile, Mara and Bhumi start seeing each other more often and eventually get married. Next Mara explains his project in that meeting. He answers every question they ask. Finally they've sanctioned the funds. Prakash Babu says now just get the DGCA license, and you can launch your airline. He plans to lease Boeing planes from Plane AM, which has agreed to lease them at a lower price. So he asked, can you prepare an advance of 47 lakh rupees to buy the airplane before anyone else buys the flight? Because it takes at least 6 months to release funds. To meet the DGCA, they are roaming around the Mara. They are demotivating to him. He learns through the radio that his friend Chitra Ramasamy is going to interview the president. Maran asks her for help. The guards did not let him in. He asked just 2 minutes. President says please let him in. Mara tells about herself. He says I'm from a small village. My father was a government school teacher. Mother says father has been bedridden for 2 weeks now. He's holding on just to see you. The doctor says he won't survive. Mara tell dad I will be home tomorrow by 11 AM. I will be there. Be brave. I will come. Mara fire ends help to him. They says don't worry. This is for the flight fare. Hurry up. You can catch the 8 PM flight. Mara have only 6,000 rupees. Normal economic class are fully booked. Only available business class cost 11,200 rupees. Mara ask any discounts. She says we don't give discounts. Only 5 minutes are there and next flight in 2 days. Mara asks passengers for help. No one helped him, so he goes to his village by road. Father writes in his diary proudly about his son Mara. When he finally comes home, his father dies. Mara's mother scolds him severely. Moran cries that I don't have money, that's why I couldn't come, and says forgive me mom. This incident affected Mara so much that he quit his job in the Air Force and took up the ideal of giving cheap travel tickets. Finally, he gets DGCA license. Next, annoyed by his progress, Paresh used his power to legislate that Boeing would have to submit its aircraft blueprints to fly in Indian airspace. It cancels the plane AM lease and demands a penalty payment. Mara requests a loan from Prakash to pay the fine, but is refused. Prakash revealed that he was working with Paresh and conspired with him to bring down Mara. He also revealed that Boeing planes were acquired by Jazz Airlines. He say, look how easily he crushed you. That's Paresh, by the time you settle your debt, you will be finished, but your idea is fantastic. We can break and make laws in a day. Enraged, Mara storms into Paresh's office but is tackled by the guards. He is short-tempered and often fights with Bhumi, so she leaves home. He goes everywhere and searches. Finally, she reaches home. After realizing his mistake, Mara apologizes to her. Mara gets a new idea when she sees the birds chirping in her house early in the morning. That is, sparrow is neither big nor high-flying, so it needs very less food. It means small planes need less fuel. He says tickets can be even cheaper. He going to convert cargo planes to passenger ones. He realized he could fly small planes and signed a contract with a turboprop aircraft manufacturer. His friends asked the question, cannot fly too far with turboprops, we cannot do prestige routes like Chennai to Delhi. He says we will have stops at Vijayawada and Nagpur, and voila, we cover big cities and small towns. That is the strength of a sparrow. They are thinking if we share costs with turboprop company in a joint venture, 4 crore will suffice. Paresh fears that his promotion may affect his business, and Mara decides to take matters into his own hands. She says, not just 15,000, I will give you 20,000. Why this false pride with me? Mara says sorry. Next, Paresh says there is something wrong. Then his friend said that someone has blocked the flights we wanted for cargo as passenger flights. Asked to speak to Mirza. If they don't agree to them, to which his friend says passenger transport is the best offer for them. Next, Paresh, talking with Ananth, he says it is registered between Turboprop International and NCS Aviation Private Ltd in the name of Ms. Sundari. Sundari here means Bhumi. He says with Turboprop in the lead, he sealed the deal from hiding. Since you are dealing with turboprops, I signed up without a second thought. He says and apologizes. Then Paresh says you call up whoever, wherever, but finish him. Again, he conspires to prevent his plane from landing here. His friend from Mara's village visits him. Then Mara's uncle offers to help her. He gives the money he has saved for it. There is 11,528 rupees. He says start a business with this. They reluctantly, we need 3.25 crores. About 2,000 times what you've given us. Uncle says this is all I have, please don't mistake me. Then Mara says your heart is much bigger than a mere 3 crores. Next, Mara coming to bank. Bank manager saying to Mara, I should have called the income tax department first. Mara gets confused. Because money is continuously deposited in Mara's bank account. Mara's entire village comes to help him financially by donating whatever money they can. The reason for this is Mara's village friend. He took the situation of Mara to the people of the village. So the people of the village have helped Mara's airplane company dream come true. He plans to start flights from airstrips abandoned as major airports come under Paresh's control. For the first time, they want to create a facility to book tickets over the telephone without middlemen and get tickets at supermarket gas stations. He named his airline Deccan Air and sold railway station tickets to get customers. Retired Air Force pilots were hired to fly the planes. Bhumi was responsible for serving food on the plane. Next, on the day of the plane's delivery, Paresh uses his influence to control the plane's landing in Chennai. Ananth says this is highly risky, keep this up and that plane will crash, you said you just wanted to scare them. Paresh using civil aviation property to blackmail him. Paresh's friends insist on stopping this. Then Mara says Tambaram Air Force runway 15 land there. The guards are trying to stop him. The plane was forced to land at the Air Force base due to lack of fuel. Guards control them. Mara's friend and the pilot were injured. Mara is called by Naidu to explain the hasty landing. Naidu asking, why didn't you declare Mayday and land at Chennai airport? Mara said if we had declared Mayday they would have impounded my flights for months. The airport authorities asking want an update for the press. Naidu, for that my investigation is done, they are not terrorists at all, tell them I'm letting them go, they'll pay a fine. Finally, Naidu supports them. He only fines them for the unauthorized landing on military base. The fine is 25,000. The two he sends them on their way, saying that it is enough to pay after 3 months after the start of the airline, and releases him after hearing about his ambitions. Next, he comes to invite the minister for the first day flight. Minister asks, you will fly people for 1 rupee? He says it is impossible. Mara explains to the minister how his 1 rupee ticket idea is possible. Finally, the minister agrees to it. The minister comes in person and initiates it. Mara becomes popular all over India. His village is proud to watch it on television. On the day of the first flight, the plane's engine starts to catch fire. People are all afraid. Mara commands the captain to stop the plane, but he ignores anything and continues to operate. Then Mara tries to stop the plane. The flight was forced to cancel takeoff. The minister leaves from there saying that it has failed. Reporters asked what the cause of the accident was. They say we need an answer. At the time, Bhumi causes labor pains. Mara explains to reporters that we are following all safety measures, and he says no violation of any rule has taken place. Once again, Mara's life takes a turn for the worse. Mara comes to know that Paresh has bribed the captain to sabotage the plane. During the interrogation, the captain admits his mistakes. Nothing wrong with Deccan Air, he says. I was careless while filling the fuel, it is my fault. Deccan Air is finally saying no wrongdoing. Paresh broke the trust people had in Mara. A prominent businessman offers to buy Deccan Air, but Mara declines, citing differences in their views. Next, Mara speaks on FM radio about the injustices done to him and how Deccan Air is being prevented from growing. Paresh launches a smear campaign against Deccan Air in hopes of ending Mara's dreams. But Mara assures everyone that his flights will be safe and cost-effective, and for those who don't believe our safety report, I will say all this is my own safety test. 3 people I love very much, my mother, wife and child, will be on Deccan's first flight, Mara says. Naidu and his bodyguards now stand by to thwart Paresh's conspiracy to make Mara's dream come true. However, on the day operations begin, no one returns to a flight. Mara tells Kappan that our plate is being cancelled. When Mara is about to give up, her friend tearfully tells her that the tickets for that particular flight were not booked due to a technical glitch, but all other flights were fully booked. With tears of joy in her eyes, Mara goes to see the other planes. At last, Mara succeeds in the dream of low airfares. He also makes his villagers travel by plane. Paresh accepts defeat as Deccan Air succeeds. Hope you enjoy this video. See you again in the next video. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.